Farmers are key to the long-term health of our environment, yet they often don't have the resources to address some of the big issues on their property. The Hawkesbury Nepean Catchment Management Authority not only provides funding to landholders to deal with soil erosion and to protect rivers and bushland, but also to achieve more sustainable farming practices. The historic Springfield property near Goulburn is an example of the CMA working closely with the landholder to improve their property.
Well, the family, through my grandmother's side of the family, took up the original grant of land in 1827. Well, my son James now has taken on the management roles of the place.
The property is about 2,700 hectares. Our main enterprise is fine wool, so we join about 5,000 merino ewes. And then we've got a bit of a prime lamb enterprise, as well as a few beef cattle and a little bit of cropping.
I was involved when it used to be soil con after the 1979-81 drought. Water quality going to Sydney was dropping alarmingly, and they came and looked at the catchment area, and we did quite a lot of work then on shaping banks and fencing off areas and planting trees, and tried to halt any erosion on the creeks.
Well, I've been here probably 10 years. You know, there's probably been 3 years in those 10 which have done probably 80% of the damage to soils in these sort of more undulating areas.
We were really keen to be involved with James, I guess for two main reasons on this property. James has a large remnant of grassy boxgum woodland. This grassy boxgum woodland is actually an endangered ecological community. So by working with James on this project, we've actually managed to fence 40 hectares of this endangered community, which is a fantastic outcome.
It's not up like that, is it?
That's correct. That's what I say, if we put our bank up another 15, 20 metres, we can use all this soil and batter it up to put into our bank, and it'll end up just a nice 3-in-1 batter where it'll, you know,
The second reason we were really keen to work with James is because he had some really serious erosion occurring on his property. And basically that erosion was causing a large amount of sediment to move down into the Mulwaree River, which is a major tributary to Warragamba Dam, and we're looking to improve water quality.
If you've got a big erosion problem, you need obviously bulldozers, excavators, and you need to commit a fair bit of money to the problem, which, you know, given the sort of pressure that a lot of people are under, it's just not going to happen without a bit of assistance.
Well, I think this has been a more extensive job this time that the CMA's done, and they seem to have spent more time directing the water to a particular focal point where they can put in a cement flume and stop the eating back of the creek right there. Basically working on what I can see the same theories that SoilCon did 20 years before.
We're hoping to pour it tomorrow if we can, early. See, we've had trouble with the weather. Our biggest problem is getting trucks in.
Well, you certainly look at, you know, any erosion problems you've got in a bit of a different light. It's quite interesting to see the way that the sort of methods they employ to overcome those problems.
This is a flume we've just recently constructed. So what happens here is you can see the water comes over the flume. It comes down this steep decline, which we call the chute. And as water comes down there, it actually speeds up. And then it hits this pond at the bottom that's full of water, and then it sort of moves more gently off through the system. This pond here is designed to hold water pretty much all year round. And the reason we do that is to stabilise the area and allow vegetation to grow, and it sort of turns into like a little mini wetland, if you like. You can see the sides here have been straw mulched, and they've all been seeded down with a soil conservation seed mix. And we also have ripped these areas here. You can see the rip lines right up here, and the aim of that is that we'll plant native trees and shrubs in here, and that'll again stabilise the banks. And of course we've also fenced out this area as well, so stock can no longer access this area. We have a team of guys that actually plan, design and oversee the construction of all the works here, of course in conjunction with the landholder. So we actually have a site manager.
What we've missed on the lateral stuff, it's a GCS, so it'll trap any of the silt that we've missed.
Yeah, okay.
Topsoil is probably our main ally, in that without the topsoil and revegetation, this soil is very dispersible and it'll wash.
We work closely with the landholder, we have a good relationship with James, and we also try and look at the property as a whole and look at all the different environmental issues that are on the property, and then we plan, working in with James's priorities and our priorities, we come up with a plan for action.
They showed us the overall plan before they started, and we were able to make adjustments to that for ease of management and stock movement and things, so that we weren't fencing off areas that blocked our travelling stock. Our contribution's mainly been in labour and fencing, that as far as having to hand over large amounts of money to get what has been a lot of work done, we haven't had to do that, and well, my thinking was while it's available, take it, because it's enhanced the place.
You want to pass something down as, you know, in better shape than you found it if you can, which I guess is one of the main motivations in doing this bit of sort of soil stability and soil erosion work. Yeah.
If it's the farm you're hanging on to that's getting passed on as it has been up to date, this sort of work is vital. And from a beauty point of view and aesthetic point of view, it will have enhanced it a lot.